Hey guys, it's Jane. Welcome back to the Bookworms Buddy. It is time for my December wrap-up. So I'm recording this on New Year's Eve. You guys will see it tomorrow. I just wanted to get them videos done today. So since it was December, I was reading Christmas-related stories. Sorry if you hear my dogs out there again, the rats out my window. Anyway, Christmas-related books. I read 8, so that's pretty good considering I've been doing other things like journaling. But yeah, I got 8 books read, and they were all Christmas, so let's get started. The first book that I read in December was called One More for Christmas, and in this book we're following Samantha and Ella. I wonder if that was a joke, Sam and Ella. Samantha and Ella, and they are estranged from their mother. They've been estranged from their mother for like 5 years. They didn't really have those really happy Christmases and stuff. Mom just, lost her husband. They lost their father, and she just kind of drifted away. And so they've been estranged for 5 years. They don't tell their mother anything. Ella's got a family and, a child, and her mother doesn't even know it. Gail, who is their mother, is this well-to-do, well-known personality, and she has an accident at work, and it makes her see things a little differently, sees things that she's missing out on, and that kind of stuff, and tries to reconnect with her daughters and have the best Christmas they could ever have in Scotland. Sam is this big, she works in travels, and she sets up these getaways for people. And so they take advantage of that, and they're all going to go to Christmas in Scotland. They are thinking, the 2 girls are thinking it's going to be just horrible, it's just going to be a mess, something's going to happen. So that's pretty much the story. It's a story of Christmas and the Christmas spirit and bringing a family back together. I really did enjoy this story a lot. I think it had a lot to say because, you hear about this kind of stuff happening all the time. Anyway, I rated this book 4 stars. Really enjoyed that one. The next book that I read was the only one in physical form, was Silent Night by Robert B. Parker. I read this book back in 2017 and liked it then, and I liked it just as much now. I should probably read the Spencer series, because this is from the Spencer series, the Christmas one. In this book, you've got this boy named Slide who comes to Spencer to say that his friend who opened up street business, it's kind of like a club to keep kids off the street, and he's being threatened, and he goes to Spencer for help, and that's pretty much the story. It is a mystery. It's, there's always a lot of dialogue in Robert B. Parker's books. You can read one of these books in like less than 24 hours. So there is quite a bit that goes on. There's a lot of action. I really like it. I really like the Spencer series. The other series is the Jesse Stone series, which I've read all of those and absolutely love them. So this one is from the Spencer, so I might have to start to get those. But yeah, this one was pretty good. I end up rating that 4 stars as well. The next book that I read was Miracle on 5th Avenue. And in this story, we're following Ava, who she has this business where, they go and they make things a little bit better for somebody. Like someone is grieving or lost somebody, or they're just, down or whatever. These people in her business go to like cheer them up. Let's put up a Christmas tree, put up Christmas decorations, stock their freezers and their refrigerators, just so, things are a little bit easier for them. And she is house sitting for Lucas. Lucas is supposed to be, he's an author, and he's supposed to be at some retreat trying to write a book, but he feels like his mother is interfering because she is who hired Ava to, take care of him. and he's actually home. So Ava goes into his home because she gets the key from his mother, and he attacks her and holds her down to the ground, and because he thinks that she's somebody who's just, invaded his home, and all these mixed signals and all this stuff going on. But she tells him, your mother hired me to do this. I'm here to do the job. Unless, you want me to tell her that you're actually home, because nobody knew he was home. He's like, no. So she's working in his house. He's trying to write. And then she becomes an inspiration for him, as he is a thriller writer. So that's pretty much the story. Sparks start flying. And this was really actually very good. I really enjoyed this story. I really loved the characters. I liked how Ava didn't put up with things Lucas would say or do. She was there to do a job and get it done, and she didn't care what Lucas thought of it. And then Lucas, he does have a softer side. But Lucas actually lost his wife, I think, like 3 years ago. And he still just hasn't gotten back into that Christmas spirit of things, and Mom's just always been trying to help, and he just thinks she's interfering. But anyway, that's pretty much the story. Gave this one 4 stars. Really enjoyed it. That book is by Sarah Morgan. I didn't tell you guys that. But anyway, 4 stars. Great story. Really enjoyed that one. The next book that I read is Happily This Christmas. This is by Susan Mallory. I believe I read something else by her and really enjoyed it, so I decided I would pick this one up. In this book, we are following Wynn. And Wynn owns a business. She's an interior designer, and she lives across the street from Garrick, who is a police officer. And they're just in a relationship where it's just like, hi, bye, how are you, kind of thing. They don't hang out, they don't talk. But he goes over this one day, and he's just like, hey, I need your help. My daughter is coming to visit me, and I want my house to be comfortable. Could you come, and help me get it set up so that she could feel at home? Because his daughter does not really visit him frequently. She's more with her mother. Her mother's got her handful with 2 boys from her new marriage, and she just kind of sends... I don't remember what her daughter's name was. But she just kind of sends her over to Garrick and says, you gotta go stay with your dad for a little bit. Blah, blah, blah. And anyway, she ends up being pregnant also on top of everything. And Garrick is just at his wit's end. So he asks Wynn for her help. And that's pretty much the story of that one. I felt like this... I love the storyline. I did give it 4 stars, but it was just too cutesy. It was just too easygoing. It made it a little bit unrelatable, unbelievable. Everything happened just like it was supposed to. There was never any stitches in there anywhere. Everything just flowed. I mean, if you like those kind of stories, it was really, really good. But there was just absolutely no drama, even when his daughter came. I mean, she was a little uppity and a little... cold to him, but everything just always wrapped up perfect. And I don't know. Anyway, I still rated it 4 stars. I still really liked the characters, and that's the reason why I got 4 stars. So the next book I read was His Christmas Wish. Another romance, another Christmas romance. In this book, we're following Carly, who left the small town after she lost her brother and her fiance up in the mountains. It was a rescue mission, and it just tore her up. She left to try to forget everything. Well, she ended up going back home for the holidays to visit with her, what would be her sister-in-law. She was married to her brother, and she wanted to spend Christmas with them, and she runs into Jake. Jake was her brother's best friend, and he and her brother and Jake would always pick on her a lot, when she was younger. And she always had these feelings for Jake, but she just never, let him know she had feelings for him. So anyway, she goes there and she starts getting those feelings back for Jake again, but she cannot commit to him because he also is a volunteer rescue worker for up in the mountains, and she can't deal with possibly losing somebody again. And Jake starts feeling these feelings for her as well, because now, you know, she's grown up and, you know, there's some sparks flying, and she expresses to him, you know, what she's feeling, and the story goes on from there. I really, really enjoyed this one. There's some very, very heartfelt moments in here that could make you feel a little teary. I ended up rating this one 4 stars. It didn't quite hit the 5-star rating, but it was very, very good. The next book I read in December was Christmas of Love. And this book was a little bit cringy. In this book, we're following Ivy, and she moved to the big city. She's supposed to have this great, glorious job as an artist. She's supposed to have this great job as an artist in this big gallery, and she goes back home and everybody believes all the best about her, and she meets Austin. And when she meets Austin, she starts feeling like she needs to start coming clean, you know, and letting everybody know, well, this is really what my life is. I didn't really see the point of her lying about, you know, not being successful. I don't understand that part of it, but she felt that was necessary. But anyway, that's pretty much the story. Like I said, it was a little cringy. I ended up rating this 3 stars. I did kind of like Ivy's character. I just wish she, you know, it was so cliche. You know, just people faking their lives and stuff. So anyway, 3 stars on that one. So the next one that I read was Long Lost Christmas. In this story, we are following Haley and her mother. And they lost her father a little while back, so Christmases aren't quite the same thing. And Haley's mother is missing her brother. They lost contact because they were like orphans. Haley's uncle and her mom, they were orphans, and then when he turned 18, he left her. They wrote a little bit, and then eventually that stopped, and she hasn't talked to her brother in a long time. So Haley is on a mission to reunite her mother and her brother together. She does actually find her uncle, and she does not tell the truth because she's afraid that he's just going to turn her away, or, you know, like he's just to say, get away, whatever. So she wants to get to know her uncle first and find out if he's really a nice guy or if he's just really turned into this asshole. And then she meets Blake. Blake works for her uncle. They own a log cabin business and is in fear. Blake is in fear of her uncle selling off to the opposition, and he thinks that they will just do bad things with the company. He wants to buy it himself. So now Blake gets a little suspicious of Haley because she's asking questions and stuff, and he thinks she's working for the opposition, and she's obviously not. She's trying to make a Christmas miracle and connect her mother and her brother, her mother and her uncle together, you know, after being estranged for so many years. And that's pretty much the story on that one. I really, really enjoyed this one. I really liked seeing like the sparks starting to build between Haley and Blake. There was a lot of tension going on there. He didn't know which way to go. He was sure that she was the enemy. I ended up rating that 4 stars. Really enjoyed that one. And then the last book that I read in December was A Mother for Christmas. And in this book we're following Annalise. And you learn from the beginning there is a secret. She's got a secret and she just can't bounce back from it. So she gets hired to, again, she's an interior decorator. So she gets hired to go, it's a third person in there who said, hey, here, hire her, she'll decorate your house. He's trying to buy this old rickety house, and this woman that owns it already wants one final bash, and she's going into a, not a nursing home, but like a family assisted community, and she wants to have one more bash in her house, and Decker is going to actually buy the house. So he's trying to get it redone. He needs help to get this all set up for a Christmas bash. So Annalise is the one that gets hired, and she meets little Sophie, which is Decker's daughter. His wife had died. She had an accident, or she got sick. And Annalise is there to get this house done up and fixed up in a month's time. On Christmas Eve, it has to be done because they're having the party. Decker starts getting suspicious of her and why she's there. And that's all I'm going to tell you, because it'd be really easy for me to give stuff away. This was really another heartfelt, touching story. I really, really enjoyed this one. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. Absolutely loved it. Keep that in mind if you still are reading Christmas stories. That one was really, really good. And that is all the books that I read in December, you guys. I had a pretty good month. Enjoyed all of my books. All of them were on my Kindle, except for one, which was Silent Night by Robert B. Parker. But yeah, I really had an enjoyable reading month. If you guys have read any of these books, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Thanks for staying tuned, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.